Hey, 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 y'all. What's going on? What's going on? Happy Friday. It's a great day to be alive. It feels good to be on this live today. I will not be before you long. See, I'm not going to even get into it. I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, today, y'all, I just wanted to come on real quick and I want to share 7 questions to help you get clear and move forward. 7 questions to help you get clear and move forward. And this is a process that I literally just went through like 2 weeks ago, and it's been real helpful for me. And as I've been thinking about the collective and the community, I don't want us just to always be thinking about I don't want us to just be dreamers. I want us to also be doers as well. Hey! So I want us to be doers as well, right? So I want to share with you 7 questions that will support you in, getting clear and also moving forward. And this conversation is for the woman who feels stuck, right? Because that was me literally last week. I felt like I was just so clear that I was just too damn clear. I'm like, hold on, I need to bring this down to earth. So this is also for the woman who has too many ideas and you're just ready to bring it down to earth, because clarity is cool, but you have to execute on the clarity that you gain about what it is that you want to achieve in your life, right? And also big visions are beautiful too, but if you can't bring it down to earth, then it's just a dream. And like I said, this community is not just about dreamers. I want you to be a doer as well, because you deserve to live the life that you say you want to live, whatever that is for you, right? So the 7 questions that help me get clear, and I believe that these 7 questions will also help you get clear. The first one is, what is my biggest goal right now? What is my biggest goal right now, right? And when you hear these questions, I need you to get your clarity notebook, and y'all know what a clarity notebook is. It's just a little composition notebook. Right now, they on sale at ShopRite. You can get them from $1 or $1.25 at the dollar store. But write down your notebook. Journaling is so important on your clarity journey, right? Journaling is so important, right? And it really helps you to get clear. And so is asking yourself questions and sitting with those questions, right? So your first question is, what is my biggest goal right now? So for me, my biggest goal right now is increasing my finances. That's just something that I have to do. That's just something that I'm focused on. That's something that I can't even play about, right? There has been an increase in my bills, so I have to have an increase in my finances, but also thinking about my dreams and just the things that I want to achieve. If I don't increase my finances, then it's just not going to happen, right? So for me, my biggest priority right now, my biggest goal right now is increasing my income. So thinking about, what is your biggest goal right now? Jot that down. Number 2, your biggest, the second question is, what do I really want? What do I really want? If you have not watched that Keke Palmer and Oprah interview, I shared it in the group. If you have not watched it, I need you to watch it, because the theme of clarity ran all up and through that interview. And Oprah is truly one of my icons, just someone who really became a billionaire based off of her own personal belief system, off of her spirituality, off of her spiritual practices. She's definitely an icon to me. And what guides her journey is what do I want? You know what I mean? And being committed to yourself, right? And that's powerful, right? So when you think about it, or sit with that question and ask yourself, what do I really want? Not based off of what you see, not based off of your environment, not based off of your lineage, not based off of whatever is out there. But when you really sit with that question in silence with yourself for 10 minutes, what do I really want? What comes up for you, right? As it pertains to me, and with me going through this process, I know, and thinking about, because increasing my finances is my biggest goal right now. For me, when I think about it, it's more than making money. It's not just about making money for me. It's about, for me, I would just want to be fulfilled. I want to be filled in my finances. I have the tools and I have the avenue to make a lot of money. And what I was doing to make money before, it used to fulfill me, but it doesn't fulfill me in that way anymore, right? And for you, when you answer that question, you might be thinking about freedom. You might want freedom. You might want flexibility. You might want peace. You might want stability, right? And for me, I feel like I'm already free. You know what I mean? I live a life where I basically do what I want to do. I don't punch no clock. I don't, you know what I mean? My time is mine, so I have freedom of time. I have the flexibility. I do have a peaceful life. I don't let too much disturb my peace. I'm totally locked in with God, and because I am locked in with God, I try not to worry too much. So for me, it's about being fulfillment. But what is it that you want? What do you want, right? Sit with that. Question number 3. What's true about where I am today? What's true about where I am today? And remember, I'm sharing 7 questions with you that will support you in getting clear and moving forward, getting clear and taking action, getting clear and executing on what it is that you just got clear about, right? So question number 3 is, what is true about where you are today? Or what is true about where I am today, right? And when you answer this question, you got to be super honest. You got to be super honest with yourself. You have to get clear about what's working right now. You have to get clear about what's not working right now. And you also have to think about what is it that you've outgrown, right? What have I outgrown? For myself, answering that question, I'm just like sharing examples so y'all can just see, you know, where I'm at and just how the answers came up for me. But it's going to be different for you, right? It could be different for you. Or you might realize that we might be on the same journey right now. You might want to just go deeper into this conversation, right? Because you're not by yourself and you don't got to go through the journey by yourself, right? But what's true about where you are today? So for me, I had to be honest and real with myself. At the end of the day, I might not be totally fulfilled by the ways that I'm making money, right? But at the end of the day, I'm making money. You know what I mean? And it supports me in the business that I have. It supports me, right? So I can't just totally neglect it. I have to still show up in the ways that I have to show up and the things that I'm committed to. But ultimately, I'm in transition and I'm moving forward and I'm moving past that. But all in honesty, at the end of the day, that is what's paying my bills for the most part, right? So I have to understand that and be grateful for that and see it for what it is. It's still my learning. It's still my learning ground. You know, my business has taught me so much about myself, taught me so much about my capabilities. And I just can't neglect it, right? I still need it at the end of the day, right? Also, I've realized that when it comes to my finances, because I'm focused on increasing my income, right? Over the next 90 days. I want to see an increase in my income, stability in my income by the end of September, by the end of quarter 3, right? So because that's my goal, one of the things I had to figure out, or one of the things that I realized was that it's so easy for me, and I don't think I'm by myself, but it's so easy for me to say yes to the things that, you know, bring me joy, but it don't bring me no income, right? I say yes to the things that bring me joy, but don't bring me no income. But then in my business, I say yes to things or opportunities that aren't fruitful opportunities. And I know because I've been in the business for 8 years. And I tell myself that, you know what? I'm not going to say yes to those opportunities anymore because I know what I want to achieve. But then because somebody might come to me who I might be familiar with, who I might have a relationship with, who I might respect, even though this respect, I'm realizing it ain't even always mutual. I have a lot of respect for people, but it don't even be mutual for real. But it be people that I have respect for, or whatever the case may be, that might call on me, knowing that I'm not even getting what I'm supposed to get, but I'll still say yes, I'll still show up based off of that relationship. And that's dead. I'm not going to keep doing that no more. I'm not about to keep doing that no more. I'm not going to keep showing up in my business because at the end of the day, that's when I was seeing it as like running it as like a little nonprofit, but it was never a nonprofit. And I was doing stuff from my heart. Yeah, the heart is still there, but when it comes to the business is first, and the business is how you make money at the end of the day. So I realized that what I need to focus on is income producing activities. When it comes to my finances, like I have to focus on income producing activities. If it's not producing me no income in this season that I'm in right now, if it's not producing me no income, I can't focus on it, right? And that's what's true about where I'm in today, right? It's true that the business that I have, it does make me some money, but I also got to manage my yeses. Like if you're on the email list, I sent out that email yesterday. It's like, what are you saying yes to? And does it align with what it is that you say you want? Because you can confuse God, you confuse the universe, you confuse yourself when you continue to say yes to things that don't align with what it is that you say you want. I put that in the message too yesterday. I had a little reel about it. If you didn't see the reel, check it out. But what are you saying yes to? And make sure you're saying yes to the things that align with what it is that you say you want in this season, so that you can really get what it is that you say you want, so you can get what it is that you feel you deserve, right? Question number 4. What needs to be my focus over the next 90 days? So for me, I love to work in 90-day increments, and I feel as though you should too. Like, it's just easy to measure. It's easy to measure your success. It's easy to measure your failures. So I like to work in 90-day increments, and then every day I do something that goes towards my my 90-day big goal, right? But for you, question number 4, what needs to be my focus over the next 90 days? Like, what is my assignment for this season? And what can wait, right? Getting clear about that. For me, what needs to be my focus in this season is those income producing activities. We just talked about it. Income producing activities, right? Getting clear about what and how do I want to make money in this season, right? Because I'm in this transitional phase, right? Income producing activities. And also, what's not a priority in this season? Question number 5. Once you get clear on what you need to get or what you need to focus on over the next 90 days, then you have to ask yourself, what aligns with that focus? What aligns with that focus? That goes back into what are you saying yes to, right? You want to, when you say you want to focus on a certain area over the next 90 days, and you're asked, now the next question is what aligns with that focus? Now you got to filter every opportunity through what it is you say you're focused on, right? Now you got to filter every yes. Like, what are you saying yes to? For me, it's like, does this increase my income or does it take away from my income? Just like this week, I said no to a few opportunities because my goal is to increase my income. So I can't keep focusing on and keep saying yes to things that don't align. So we even had an event yesterday, or we had a scheduled event, but my truck is also in the shop. I did get feedback saying that it should be back next week, and it wasn't even nothing, But at the end of the day, normally I would do so much to try to show up for an event that I know I'm not going to make the minimum of what I need to make. I'm not going to hit the minimum. So yesterday, thinking about what I need to say yes to, thinking about what my vision and my goal is and what I'm working towards, I had to say, no, I can't show up today. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, I could have worked and tried to do all these things and go through all these loops to show up. But no, I don't have it in me anymore to do that, because I know what the outcome is going to be. And also I know what I want, and I'm very clear about it. And the only way I'm going to get what I want is if I say yes to the things that align with my vision and say no to the things that no longer align. And saying no is scary, but I think about the statement that no is a complete sentence. You can say no, right? And no, I'm going to be saying no, I'm not. I can't do it. No. And I don't have no issues with saying no for real. But in business, you got to show up. You want to show up. You got to show up. So from the beginning, just no. No, it doesn't align anymore. I'm sorry. Question number 6. What do I need to do every day You say you want to commit to something for 90 days. You say you want to see change in a certain area in your life at the end of quarter 3. Now you are seeing every opportunity that you have through, you're focusing on, you're focusing on that. So now it's like, what do you need to do every day to bring forth what you said you wanted by the end of September? You said by the end of quarter 3, you need to focus on this and you want to see a lot of change in this area. So what do you need to do every day? It's not optional. You got to work towards it every day. You don't have the option to not work towards it. Like, you can't sleep on it. What are you going to do every day? Right? So for me, and this is what I just realized yesterday, how I feel like I'm not starting from scratch, but I'm starting over because I'm selling now new services, because I'm doing things that now excite me in the business that no longer excites me, but I'm revamping stuff. So I'm really excited about it, right? But for me to increase my income, I got to focus on my income producing activities, right? And these income producing activities that I'm focused on are new activities, right? So now I got to pitch myself again. And that has been like so scary for me, but I got to pitch myself again. I got to do it every day, right? I got to move past my fears. Like, you all ain't the only one going, like, when you're doing something new, it is scary. It's very scary, but what, you going to stay stuck? You going to stay stuck in fear? Or you going to move forward? This is me, how I be talking to myself. Like, internet, you got to do it. You've done it before. You're going to do it again. You're going to have to do it again and again. Right? But what do you need to do every day? Me, pitch myself. I got to have certain conversations, right? I want to build up my hospitality pop-ups, but also I want to build up the Clarity Collective. I see this community being full of women who say they want a thing and are working towards what it is that they say they want. And then you have me as a guide to do that. Like, I want to support women and having the lives that they say they want and not settling for the lives that they have. Just because you come from a certain environment, just because you come from a certain community, just because you seen your mom go through this or your dad go through that, or, we breaking chains at the end of the day. We doing things that ain't never been done before, and it gets lonely. It's a lonely journey when you are trying to break chains and you are actively doing it. I realize that a lot of people just talk and they ain't about nothing. A lot of people just talk. They like to complain. They say they want a thing and they won't even do what's required to be the boss that they desire. And it's corny. It's whack. And I realize that that's just how some people are. But if that's not you, then I feel like you deserve to be supported, right? You deserve to have community, because that's not me. I say I want to achieve something, and I go ahead and I try my best to do it. And I do what's required, and it gets hard, it gets lonely, but I'm just tired of doing it by myself, right? So that's what I want, community, and that's what this community is for, But thinking about what do you need to do every day? That's question number 6. And number 7, last but not least, does the way I'm spending my time reflect my priorities? That's something to think about, because you say you want a thing, but if I look at your calendar over the last 30 days, how does your hours align with what it is that you say you wanted? Right? If I say I want to increase my income, but I only spend 1 hour out of 24 hours in a day on income producing activities, do I really want to increase my income? Do my actions reflect what I say I want? Hell no, it does not. If I say, like, I had to put a goal, I said, okay, I'm going to reach out to 20 daycares, and I ain't hit 20 yet. First of all, I don't even like having conversations, so it takes, I'm an energy person, so one conversation takes a lot of energy from me. But so my max has been 5, but from those 5 conversations, I have been getting a lot of good conversation from that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can have a goal, but like my boy Les Brown say, you can have a goal, reach for the stars, but if you don't reach, even if you don't get the star, you'll land amongst, or reach for the moon, but even if you don't make the moon, you'll at least land amongst the stars. You know what I mean? So you shoot for it, but at the end of the day, you still gonna be great if you just take one step towards it. Just keep doing something every day. Keep doing something every day, and you will get the outcome that you say you want, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? So does your habits reflect what you say you want? Does your calendar reflect what you say you want? Are you making decisions that reflect what you say you want? Are you doing that? Because if not, then you really don't want that. That's what I say. If you say you want a thing and something is stopping you, something is getting in the way, you're not making decisions every day, either you don't want it or you need support. And if you need support, then you get that support. But if you're not even doing that to get the support, you don't want that. And stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with us. Stop telling us that you want to do something, but you're not willing to do the work to do it. You don't want to do it. You want to be stuck. You want to be there because there's resources out there that's going to help you and support you, right? So, and you got to do something every day. That's what it is. So, those was the 7 questions, right? 7 questions that you can ask yourself for you to get clear, but also move forward, because clarity is cool. But if you ain't executing on the clarity that you have about your life, that you say that you want, then you just a dreamer. And dreaming is cool, but dreaming don't bring stuff into fruition. Action does, right? Action does. So one of the biggest takeaways, what I say is, we don't always have a clarity problem. Sometimes we have an alignment problem. We say we want one thing, but our decisions support something else. So say yes to the things that align with what it is that you say you want, right? Reflect on these questions outside of the 7 that I just gave you. What do you say that you want? What are you consistently saying yes to? And do they align? Ask yourself, what needs to change in this season? And be committed to doing something about it, right? Don't just be no talker, because vision without alignment stays a dream. Clarity helps you identify what it is that you say you want. Alignment helps you make decisions that support it. And execution is what changes your life. All right? And you deserve to live your best life. Period. Later.